Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 of the names that spawn inside of the Chardok Bank. This is the entrance here, so when you walk up you'll see a terrified slave. Any of the mobs that spawn here are on totally different factions, so you don't have to worry about aggroing them. This blocked Foreman here is the placeholder for Foreman Ku'lul. The veteran drill master that is currently standing on top of me is the placeholder for drill Master Dih'roul, and he is the only pather here in the bank. So he'll spawn right here where he's at now, and then he'll path up the ramp, he'll stop, then he'll path outside, and then he'll repeat that circuit. So at the top of the ramp here, you'll see the door into the bank. That Vault Master Shuzo is who will satisfy your banking needs. The Sarnak manager that is currently casting and targeted is the placeholder for Sarnak Collective Auditor. Drops the Girdle of Rapidity, which is the big ticket item for the bank here. This hallway, kind of where I'm standing right now, this is where you can fight all 3 of the names. So I would recommend fighting all of them in here. Yeah, so the Foreman, you can fight out here. As a matter of fact, I'll include a clip of how I previously had fought him, as well as how I would recommend fighting him if you decide not to kill the Drill Master, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's take a look. As you can see here, Drill Master Dih'roul is up. He is going to patrol through here. This veteran Drill Master was the previous placeholder, so pretty much the same exact spot. Nothing different at all between the placeholder and named. Fight in the stairs here on this ramp. You've got space you can work. You can move them up the ramp a bit. You can move them towards that door quite a bit. It's not like it has to be right in this exact spot, but this hallway is the safe spot. Don't get too close to that door. You can pull the slave bot guard from outside. Don't come too far up the ramp yet, because you can get some ads in there. So, just gonna go through this. Drill Master will be down in a bit, and then we will move on to the Foreman camp. So here you've killed your Drill Master. You're going to proceed on to Foreman Ku'lul. This is how I recommend doing this fight. So you're going to start by pulling that slave block guard right back into here, and then you're going to park him. So Malicini, root, slow, the whole shebang. I have my pet guarding halfway up the ramp so that I'm able to kind of position these mobs a bit better, right? As I want to back him up, I tell my pet to back. He's not going to be fighting me the whole time. So this is ideal if you are killing Drill Master. If you are not killing Drill Master, I'm going to show you afterwards, after this, how I will fight him in the other room. So it's very similar to the Grave Master video. We'll get into that in a sec, but for now, assuming you are doing both Drill Master and Block Foreman, Foreman Ku'lul, this is how I would recommend doing it. You can just fight right in here. You don't have to worry about anything else pathing or aggroing. The only thing that could potentially give you any issues when you're in here is if an enchanter is doing Auditor. Sometimes they'll kill the PHs by training them, usually out the top, but I have seen some train them through here. So if an enchanter is camping up top, just give them a heads up, let them know you're down here. Hopefully they will be kind and train in the opposite direction. Here we're going to take a look at the Foreman Ku'lul fight. If we were to fight him in this room here, now I mentioned you can do this fight without killing the Drill Master. This is how I recommend doing it if you are going to keep him up. Once again, very similar to the Grave Master fight in that you wait for the Pather to leave, you pull, you park the ad, you start working on the named or the placeholder, and then as the Pather returns, you're gonna debuff and park them as well. So nothing too crazy. You can use a pet on this. I'm not doing it here, but what I would do is kind of right where we're facing here, park the pet a little further back on the left, have him guard there, and then when position these mobs just as you have now, and then when you back your pet up, he can attack the Foreman. So not much to this here. I'm just gonna let the footage speak for itself, and then here we go. We got our ad here, debuff, park it with the other one, and then from there, yeah. So nothing too crazy. You could also do this in the hall, but the ad or the Pather could aggro from the top, potentially aggro some of the mobs, some of the treasury guards up there. So I would just do it in here. That's my recommendation. So good luck, and after this we will start tackling Auditor. Lastly, we're going to talk about the Sarnak Collective Auditor and the Sarnak Manager placeholder. The placeholder is a wizard. I always wear resist gear at this camp. Resist fire, resist magic, resist ice, or cold. Those are the stats that I prioritize here, because what's going to get you killed at this camp is back-to-back heavy nukes from this manager. So if you take a peek at my spell bar, I've got Chloroblast as opposed to Gate. That's because I want to have that extra burst heal capability. If I'm at 50%, I have Torp up, but I'm not healing fast enough. That's gonna get you killed. So here I'm showing you or demonstrating where you want to position the ad in order to pull the Collective Auditor or the PH here, the Wizard, and you could pull it in a way that will get you no ads at all from anything else in the room. So first you start with, I will always use this Veteran Drill Master if you're not killing Drill Master or if you're not killing Foreman. If you are just doing the Drill Master Dih'roul and you want to do Auditor, that's fine, but you want to start with the Auditor, and the reason for that is because this placeholder here is what's going to allow us to pull the Manager. It works the same for either one. This is a little cheeky, but position the mob right in the middle, right down the crack there, and you want to stand at the top. Right there, where all four of those. As soon as that Drill Master moves up, you want to be rooting him. Here, I Torp after the fact, that's fine. But when you do it like this, the only mob that is going to pull is the Manager, so you don't get any of the other ads in there. The Veteran Drill Master is already Malicini'd, he's already rooted, he's already slowed, so once you get a break, yeah, okay, you got to root him again, but for the most part, once this fight quote-unquote starts, you're really just dealing with the Manager or the Collective Auditor. Now, once again, the big thing to look out for here are heavy nukes. The resists help fully resisting the spell or partially resisting the spell, but it's not guaranteed. It can still happen. So if you watch here, I don't prioritize Canny nearly as much as I do on just about any other fight, because like right there you just see I took almost half my HP in one nuke there. So I'll prioritize trying to stay above maybe 70%, and if I get dropped too low too quick, maybe down to 50 or 40%, I'll use Chloroblast to get myself back up, right? Might not be the most mana efficient, but you're good. You really just want to live long enough that this Sarnak Manager runs out of mana, and then he's, starting to dispel you. So once that happens, make use of your clickies. You'll see it over here. It just dispelled me. Just power through this. You'll be good to go, and Sarnak Manager will be down. At that point, you can either gate, you can camp, totally up to you. While we whittle away at this final clip here, taking down the Sarnak Collective Auditor, you'll get another look at how we kind of pull here. Once again, keep them down the middle. You're only going to pull the Auditor, root the other one. Auditor is super easy, much simpler than the caster. If you've got it pulled here, that you don't really need me to explain anything about this, but just want to hammer home again. If you're doing the Auditor camp and you're killing the placeholder, I do recommend resist gear. I do recommend having chloroblast as opposed to like gate or something. You definitely want to have torp and chloroblast on your bar. The only times I've ever died here are because I couldn't heal up fast enough. So when you're at 30%, that's not when you want to stop and mem that spell. So everything can be fought in this hall here. And also all three of these can be camped back to back within a 20-minute window. So if you really want to be clicking a lot, if you really want to be engaged, you can camp all three of these and not be waiting on any spawns. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative, and I'll catch you on the next one.